or they're gonna have to go their ass back for some more time. Let me know. Hope y'all enjoy. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. We're in here. Yo, 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 back in the basement with your boy Shard. We've got something a little different. We're gonna start mixing it up a little bit. This is Miami, Dade County. I believe this is. We're having first appearance hearings out of Miami. I expect some interesting first appearances to say the least. So hope you guys enjoy. Still Smoking Show. Yo, yo, back in the basement with your boy. And of course we got that echo.
Recording in progress.
And nothing but the truth said that. We have an interpreter? Don't think so. All right, good morning. I'm Judge Espinosa Dennis. I'll be presiding. Have a seat, everyone. Over this morning's.
He said it. Yes. You see?
Oh, we do have an interpreter. Let's just swear in the interpreter then. I see. Pardon me?
Is it a
Female.
Madam Interpreter, raise your right hand.
Yes.
Do you swear that you will always make an interpret from English to Spanish, Spanish to English, support your accents, is given the best your ability, has such ability, say I do?
Yes, I do, Maria Juncosa, certified court interpreter.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Dennis, and I'm going to be presiding over this morning's first appearance hearings. All of you have listened to a tape which has been played in English, Spanish, and Creole. For purposes of this first appearance hearings this morning, I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office on each one of your cases unless you have private counsel retained or the court finds otherwise. What I'd like to do is have the attorneys of record please make their appearances known.
Good morning, Judge. Reed Rubin, State Attorney's Office, Legal Unit.
Good morning.
Nessa Eth on behalf of the state. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Your Honor. John Wilson for the extradition calendar for the Public Defender's Office.
All right, good morning to everyone. Okay, so let's get started with the out of state. The first case on the calendar is Lysandra Serrano Alcala. Okay.
She's coming now, Your Honor.
All right,
She'll need the Spanish
Just-
interpreter, Your Honor.
okay, the interpreter. There we
Yes,
go.
Your Honor.
All right, advisor, she previously waived, she has a warrant out of Georgia with no bond. And my understanding is that on or about, it looks like February 24th, looks like there was a waiver. And it's been followed and monitored. She has a private lawyer though, is what I have here.
Okay.
Diaz Gallardo. It's just been monitoring. Go ahead, Madam Interpreter.
Ok, usted tiene del estado de Georgia una orden de arresto sin fianza y parece ser que compareció febrero 24 del 2026. Usted tiene un abogado particular, ¿cierto?
Morning,
No la
John.
oigo. Ujú. Si se puede acercar un poco más. Ah, ok.
Oh, here he is. I think your attorney's present.
Me parece que su
Mr.
abogado está
Gallardo?
presente.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Okay, good morning, sir. Okay, so we're monitoring this case. What is the report from extraditions and the clerk? Are there any locals pending?
Your Honor, she has a immigration hold. She
Oh.
also has a fugitive from Cherokee County, no bond. Fugitive from Brevard with a bond of 15,000. Jacksonville, bond of $100,000 or $3. Fugitive from Lee County to be set. Fugitive from Broward, $2,500 bond. Fugitive from Palm Beach, 5,000. Fugitive from Orange County, no bond. Fugitive from Martin County, $100,000 with Nebbia. And she has the local case also, which doesn't have, and she also has another fugitive from Lee County to be set.
Ok.
Okay.
La,
So there's no-
menciona el Departamento Correccional que usted tiene también órdenes de arresto del condado Cherokee, de Brevard, de Jackson, de Lee. And I didn't quite catch all the other counties. She was going too fast. I'm so sorry.
Okay, suffice it to say that there are numerous matters pending before she can be moved anywhere. She's got the immigration hold as well. As far as Miami-Dade County is concerned, go ahead, ma'am. You can
Okay.
translate.
Se podría decir que tiene de numerosos condados, tiene órdenes o sea, de arresto y tiene además una orden de detención de inmigración antes de que pueda salir de aquí, de este condado.
Okay, she's got some locals pending. My understanding is that there is no trial set as of yet, so we will just continue to monitor as far as Dade County is concerned. So I'm gonna reset this for 15 days for report rate locals. Do you have a 15-day date? Okay, April 10th, all right?
La van a poner para abril 10 para seguir monitoreando el caso del condado de Miami-Dade, porque aún esos casos no se han cerrado ni tienen fecha de juicio aún.
All right,
Abril
Bueno.
10 es la próxima fecha.
all right. Next case is Richard Martinez.
Your Honor, he previously waived yesterday.
Why is this on today?
Washington's requesting a 14-day extension. They will extradite, but they need more time.
We had set this for April. Is he present? Okay, so yesterday he waived extradition. I reset this for report in 15 days, which is April 9th. I'm now being told that Washington is requesting a
extension until April 23rd.
until April 23rd.
The 30th day will be April 25th.
Okay, so that's within the 30 days that they have in which to transport you. So I'm going to reset that. I find it's a good cause. So let's see here.
April 20.
Well, so what's the final date? April 22nd? 7/27. Okay.
Sorry, what's the reset date, Your Honor?
The reset date is April 27, 27.
April 27, thank you.
Yes, okay. Uh-huh. All right. What's that? Okay, the next case is Hans Giles.
Metro West.
Okay, let's see where Mr. There we go. Good morning, Mr. Giles. All right, let's see. This one was, we had it for report rate locals. He's waived before. So what's going on here?
His locals are set for April 15th. We'd like to reset April 16th.
Who's the lawyer?
All right, Mr. Giles, I have here, this is, I don't have any attorney here.
I
Okay.
was gonna say, can
Yes, okay, so you waived extradition, so now we're monitoring your locals. You can't be transported until you close out your cases here.
yeah, I was trying to say I don't want to be extradited. Is that okay?
Have you what? What did you just say?
I don't want to be extradited and stuff like that. I want to finish with the case over here.
Signed, you signed a waiver, sir. So, that's beyond, this, in other words, that's already passed. The ship has sailed, all right? So what we're gonna do here is we're just monitoring, sir, your current cases. So I'm gonna reset this for April 16th, the day after your trials are scheduled in, here in Dade County. All right, so we'll see you again on the 16th. Good luck. All right, next case is Giovanni McKenzie.
Be in pretrial.
Pardon me?
You should be in pretrial. You should be.
Pretrial detention center, Your Honor.
And
You understanding?
His sentence expires tomorrow. He's also a fugitive from Broward County, no bond.
Well,
So we can reset 15 days to see if he's transferred to Robert.
so
Your
reset.
Honor, Mr. McKenzie's there. He's on Zoom. Pretrial detention center.
Oh, here he is. Okay, I see him. All right, good morning. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and reset this for what date?
April 10th, Your Honor.
April 10th, just a moment. Okay,
So I have a question, Your Honor, if I may.
all right.
So if resetting it, does that mean I waive my do I waive extradition as of today, or is it going to be happening in 10 days?
You previously waived.
You waived this. This goes back. I've been
I did.
monitoring your status. So this has already been waived. It's just a matter of you closing out successfully the matters that you want to hear. And you have a warrant from what I heard, I think from Broward County. But having said that, we have your expiration date is soon coming up. So we're setting it for report on April 10th. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Next case is Miles Lee.
New case for locals, Your Honor.
He has a new case. I don't know if you want to address it now. It's on page 9 after the fugitive.
Okay, can do that. Mr. It's Farley. All right, good morning, sir. We have a warrant out of Georgia. It's for no bond, it's a probation violation. Now, I need to ask you if you wish to waive or contest extradition. So in order for you to fight or address this case that you have in Georgia, you have to go there. So if you waive extradition, that is the quickest way for you to be transported to Georgia to take care of this. But you can't go, the clock doesn't start kicking until you, or ticking rather, until you resolve the matters here. I'm being told you have a matter in Dade County, a new case. So do you want to waive or contest extradition?
Yes, ma'am. Waive.
All right, so I'll write down that you've waived extradition. The 15th, Oh, there's a new case. Okay, so I'm gonna reset this for April 10th to monitor the progress of your local case. And now that we have you here, perhaps we can go ahead and address on page 9 of the calendar. You have a new case of our felony calendar. I don't know if the PD has that information so that we can, he has a new case, sir. I'm trying to see if I can just move this along, where it's alleged that on March 25th, he committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance, Percocet, 1 count, possession of stolen driver's license, 1 count, and providing a false name after arrest, 1 count. I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent him. Just taking a look at the arrest affidavit for purposes of your bond. All right, there's pause here. I'm going to set bond on count 1 at $2,500. Count 2, $2,500, and count 3, $500. And he has pending case from Georgia. Here we go. All right, good luck. Sir. Next case on page 3 is Daniel Singleton. Done. There we go. Morning. See you come out. Next case is Kenneth Bear.
Metro West.
Metro West.
All right, Mr. Bear, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, we're just monitoring this case. Apparently it was a signed waiver, is what I have here.
I'm sorry, I didn't sign a waiver. Someone signed against me. I already contested it with the original judge.
I saw the waiver, sir. Yesterday it was provided to the court. You signed a waiver. All right, so.
I did not sign any paper.
Well, you've got, you may have to.
Someone signed behind my back. I did not sign that paper.
I just told you, if you want to retain counsel to address that, you can do that. I saw the waiver. All right, this is just being monitored by the locals.
Gunner, I don't have that he waived.
I have
that
never
he
waived.
contested excuse me. I have that he contested on March 23rd, but I don't have yesterday. It just said would reset for today. I don't have anything as far as waived.
Okay.
Your Honor, he was here yesterday. He did waive. I don't know if he wants to change his mind now.
I
Okay,
never
yesterday,
waived.
guys, one at a time, okay? One at a time.
Oh, my
We had
God.
this discussion yesterday. The same arguments that are being made by this defendant were made yesterday. The department showed a signed waiver, which my understanding was sent to corrections yesterday. I don't know.
did
who
not
it was
sign
sent
that.
to. All right.
I did not sign any paper.
Okay, this waiver, I'm being told by the officer from Extraditions Department, was not only sent to corrections, and I'll find out who the attention of whom, but also to the public defender's office. So having said that, I have it now in my hand again. We just need to monitor. The question is what's going on with his misdemeanor cases.
The misdemeanor case?
Sir, I'm not asking you, I'm asking corrections. Do they show that they've been closed?
No, Your Honor. He received a bond of 500 on each count. That was on the 23rd. He should be going, he may go tomorrow. He should have gone 2 days after he received his bonds, but he should have gone today, but maybe tomorrow.
So there's no date?
Date.
Was just get bond, was it reset?
There's no date, Your Honor, yet.
All right, so let's reset this for March 30th.
Your Honor, I haven't spoke to a public defender. I haven't got no papers, no A1 forms, nothing.
Okay. well,
Mr.
like I said,
Barrera,
you may
we
have to
spoke
retain
on the
counsel.
phone. Do you remember me?
I remember you, but I never agreed to waive. I never
don't-
gave consent
All right.
to waive, nothing.
You can have this
And I
conversation.
didn't speak
You
to
can
you
have this-
yesterday. I spoke to you like last week.
All right, moving right along, Franklin
Your
Fogel.
Honor, I'm sorry for Mr. Barr.
Yes.
So I need to verify because I don't have anything on this jail card. I have that he contested on the 23rd, but I don't have anything that he waived.
Yesterday, the
waived.
court made that finding once again.
So
When
he waived.
I never
He
signed the
waived. There
paper.
was a
If I
written
never
waiver.
sign a paper, it's
Sir?
violating me.
Your Honor, yesterday he was reset to today.
Correct, but in the notes was the acknowledgement that he had previously waived. We've gone through this before, there's a waiver.
No,
Let
he
me just-
didn't previously waive, Your Honor. He had contested on the 23rd.
Mitch, I have a question. Was it a pre-signed waiver?
The man is state, because he was on probation, so.
Bergen County.
All right, so let me repeat what I'm being told that was stated yesterday as well. All right, so there's a pre-signed waiver executed when, sir? Officer?
Yes, Your Honor.
What, could you elaborate so that corrections and the defendant can hear this once?
Bergen County signed.
Virgin County?
Bergen.
Bergen County
New Jersey.
in New
Sent
Jersey.
A pre-signed waiver that he had signed when he went.
He signed a pre-signed waiver when he went
on probation.
on probation.
That's provided to the court, it was provided to the state attorney's office, and it was provided to the public defenders.
Okay, my understanding is this is provided to the state, the public defender's office, and
And
corrections.
a copy was sent to correction.
And a copy was sent to corrections. Okay, so I noted, and I had the waiver, they showed it to me yesterday, so even though he continues to say that he contested, there is written what appears to be in conform copy of an executed waiver. So having said that, we're monitoring, so I've reset this now for March 30th, okay?
March
All
30th,
right,
Your
next-
Honor.
March 30th, it's in the morning, thank you. All right, Franklin Fogel,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay.
New case,
Mr. All right, Ms. Fogel, you have a new case. This is a warrant out of Arizona.
I couldn't hear you.
You cannot hear me?
No, there,
Can you hear me now?
yes, I can hear you.
Okay. The audio here is a little bit off. All right, so this is a fugitive warrant served from state of Arizona for a violation of probation, and there is no bond. Okay, so the question is, the same question I asked everybody on this calendar is, do you wish to waive or contest extradition? So the difference being, pardon me?
Oh, yeah, I'll waive. I was expecting it.
All right, so my understanding is you also have local cases. Okay, I have here yes? I don't know who's speaking.
Your Honor, it looks like he was convicted and sentenced on his local case for 364 days. If correction provides a sentence.
His
All right,
sentence,
Go ahead. He was sentenced?
Yes, I was sentenced.
Mr. Whoever's speaking on corrections, I need
Your
to
Honor,
verify.
his sentence expires June 15th of 2026.
Okay, got it. June 16th.
June 6th.
June 1/6, right? 16?
June 15.
Oh, 5. The audio's off. All right, so let's reset this
June 17th.
for June
Well,
17th.
we can set, let's set it for June 16th, Your Honor, we make notification.
Is he waiving?
Yes, waived. Okay, that was one of the first things he said. And so now we're going to set this for June 16th, 1/6, I'm being told. Okay,
I apologize, Your Honor. The
No,
audio
that's-
is very bad.
I know. We're struggling here too. So report race locals on June 16th, 2026. By then, sir, so that you know your sentence should have expired and then you'll be moved on. Okay?
Yes,
Good luck. Next case is Alan Gonzalez.
It's a caution, Your Honor.
Right.
No.
Hold on. Just write this down.
He should have.
Pardon me?
Case.
Yes, this is on the 26-4843. Now this is the 4842. I'm signing that quash also, the order, and I'm noting back. There you go. All right. Urbano Verdugo. And I see you, Metro West, yes. Good morning. All right,
Your Honor, he previously waived, Georgia's asking for a 12-day extension due to manpower. The 30th day will be April 10th. I want to pick up by April 7th.
so one of the extension is being requested. You speak English, by the way, Mr. Verdugo?
¿Usted habla inglés,
No.
señor Verdugo? No.
No.
He says, no.
Interpreters,
All right, so,
okay.
all right, he waived extradition and
Your
this
Honor,
is
I have
coming.
that Mr. Verdugo, he contested. I don't have waive.
Ok, que el señor Verdugo
No,
disputó
no,
lo
no,
de la
no.
extradición.
No. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna look at what and you confirm. Okay, so at the beginning, on March 11th, okay, Judge Cardone was presiding. He did not waive. Then it was before Judge Glazer. Wait a minute. I have it here that on the 11th, it was.
Your Honor, he came in on the 9th. He contested, was reset for March 11th. On 2/11, he came back. He still contested, says previously contested, set for report 3/11.
Ok.
I have,
Set for today.
go ahead. Translate.
Que usted vino el no, is it March 9th or February 9th?
February 9th.
Ok, febrero 9, usted disputó la extradición. Después lo trajeron el día 11 de febrero, igual. O sea, disputó la extradición.
All right, I have here a written waiver in addition to the notes of Judge Glazer. On the record here, I'm looking at them, that on March 11th, not sure what happened before, and this can occur, you can contest and then decide to wait. On March 11th, he was before the court. The judge noted, defendant now waives, okay? And there is a waiver of extradition that I'm looking at in written form that is signed. There's a signature purportedly to be Mr. Urbano Verdugo. There's a witness to Deputy A. Jordan with badge number 7728, and the judge signed it on that very day. So this was a waiver as of March 11th, 2026. We have then set it for today for purposes of report on locals. What is going on with these locals?
On the expedition, Your Honor.
Ok, en marzo la juez tiene en récord marzo 11 del 2026 que usted entonces no quiso disputar lo que es la extradición. Renunció a eso y entonces hoy está para reporte en lo que son en los casos locales.
And I misspoke. Today it was set for report rate extradition date.
Ok. Hoy está para ver qué fecha de extradición sería.
Okay, and I am now being told by the officer that Georgia, the state that is looking to pick him up, okay, is requesting an extension due to manpower. How much time are they requesting?
You're asking for 12 days, Your Honor.
They are requesting a 12-day extension.
Ok, a la juez le están informando que el estado de Georgia está pidiendo por falta de personal que extiendan esto por 12 días más, lo de la extradición.
Okay, so what is you said the 30th day?
You'd like to the 30th day will be April 10th.
Okay.
We'd like to reset it for report April 8th.
Okay, so the 30th day, so that he knows, would be April 10th, and we're going to reset this for report again on the extradition for April 8th?
April 8th.
April 8th.
Ok, los 30 días se cumplen abril 10, pero lo vamos a poner en el calendario para reportar el 8 de abril.
Okay, all right, so we'll see you then. Hopefully you'll be gone by then. All right, good luck. Sir.
Lo vemos ya para esa fecha y esperemos que ya para esa fecha ya no estará aquí.
All right.
Gracias.
All right.
Thank you.
Torrance Gibson, this is a quash. I've signed the order. And this concludes the out-of-state extradition calendar.
Have a good day, Judge. Bye.
Likewise, good to see you. All right. Okay, now we're going to move on to the in-state extradition calendar. And there's one case, Kelsey Williams. Is this Mr. Williams? Mr. Williams, you have a warrant from Indian River County, and there appears to be no bond. It is for burglary of a structure and second-degree grand theft. So, let's see here. All right, what's the reset this on April 10th? Is the 15th day?
Your Honor, this is actually a warrant that needs to be converted to a fugitive warrant. May I ask if we could reset it to Tuesday? I don't know, Ms. Eth might want to look into it.
Give me 1 second.
I don't have that information.
Okay, we can reset it.
All right, when do you want to reset this for?
Tuesday.
What's Tuesday's date?
Tuesday would be the 31st.
And it is for report on the warrant, so that.
Yes, to make sure the hold has been converted to.
Got it. Okay, all right. And that's the thing we have on the in-state warrant. Okay. All right, thank you. What is this for? Oh, let's see, I think corrections wants some cases called out of turn on the main calendar. Is this what this is? Eric? I need assistance here.
Yes.
These are going to be called. Are they ready to be called? The list of corrections? Okay. All right. This yesterday, a group of cases. All right. First case is going on the main calendar now. Nicholas Cardella. 8.
Your Honor, he also has a DV warrant. He's going to DV after this.
Got it. Okay. There we go. Is this Mr. Cardella? Do you speak English? You do. Okay. I can't hear a word you're saying. I think you're on mute,
Yes,
but
I
I
do.
hope the audio's better.
It's not
right.
better today. There's a delay.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right. Okay, Mr. Cardella, you're before the court, sir. It's alleged that on March 25th in the vicinity of 9425 Southwest 97th Avenue, you committed the offense of burglary of an unoccupied structure. The alleged victim in the case or the property address is exactly what I said, 9425 Southwest 97th Avenue. I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you. In this case, I'm going to take a look at the arrest affidavit now and all pertinent documents to determine your bonds.
So it's a house under construction, and he damaged the inside by practicing his martial arts. Bent metal frames, broken window frames.
One count, standard bond, $2,500. And I'm entering a stay away period. You're able to post the bond. Cannot go anywhere near that property. You understand that? Yes, no, you understand?
Hear me? Hear me now? This one? Yes, I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Good luck, sir. Next case called out of turn is on page 10. That's Moises Martinez. Thank you.
Your Honor, he came in on 3 bench warrants. He's going to jail arraignment after this. He also has a hold for immigration.
Spanish, please.
Okay, usted tiene
You speak
3
English, sir?
órdenes. ¿Habla inglés?
Spanish, please.
Oh,
Okay.
Tiene 3 órdenes de arresto y lo van a llevar a la audiencia de los delitos menores después de que termine aquí.
Judge, I think there's just probable cause for simple possession requesting a $2,500 bond.
Okay, la fiscalía dice que solo hay motivo fundado para lo que es solo posesión y están pidiendo $2,500. Did you say earlier that he had a hold for immigration?
Yes.
Okay. Señor, tiene una orden de detención también de inmigración.
Okay, fine probable cause for possession of cocaine, set standard bond at $2,500. Good
Yo
luck, sir.
encuentro motivo fundado para posesión de cocaína y le
Oh.
fijo la fianza $2,500.
In an abundance of caution, sir, please stay away from Morningside K-8 Elementary School.
Tiene que mantenerse alejado de la escuela Morningside de K al octavo grado, de kindergarten al octavo grado.
All right, on page 16, another call out is Pedro Martin. Pedro Martin,
Gunner, we need to
Okay.
pass. He's not here yet.
not here yet. Okay, it's an added charge.
Yes, but the
That's-
defendant hasn't arrived yet
Got it.
from Metro West. And the next one also, Legari, Samuel, if you can pass him too.
Okay. Is pretrial? Oh, are the, okay, the next one is Fuller. Actually, all the other ones are pretrials, what I'm being told.
Added charge, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, I'm full of this on page 17. Okay, Mr. Fuller, this is an added charge. Incident supposedly occurred on February 26, 2026, petty theft, 2 or more convictions, and retail theft, $750.
Maybe split the bonds between the two counts.
$1,500 count 1, 1,000 count 2. There's a stay away order. Mr. Fuller, don't go near Walgreens located at 801 Southwest 8th Street. Understood? We're smiling. Do you understood? Understand? Okay, great. Next case on same page is Philip Valsey Charles.
He refused court, Your Honor, added charge.
This is a battery by
We can
detainee.
waive his presence.
Thank you.
You need the victim's name?
No.
Okay.
2,500 standard bond. Next page, page 18. Defendant's name is Tavoris Odom,
He also refused, added charge.
We can waive his presence.
battery by detainee. Okay.
I would ask that you find no probable cause as does not indicate.
Can't hear you, Ms.
I would
Corey.
ask that you find no probable cause.
Okay.
As there's no description as to what Mr. Odom's participation was, if anything.
You want a
I believe he's
dollar?
being held, $1 is fine.
Okay. $1 it is.
$1, Your Honor.
$1, yes. Same page. Ilion Aderly, added charge, another battery by
He
detainee.
also refused, Your Honor.
We'll waive his
I think it's
presence.
the same fight, so $1.
That's fine.
Okay. $1. Okay. I don't know how many attorneys you have. I'm gonna get started on the calendar. 1, 2, we'll fit 'em in one. All right. There's a couple of lawyers out here. We're gonna try and fit you in one by one. Okay, so hold on, we're gonna be calling you. I got a huge calendar, so we are gonna get you in and out as quickly as possible, okay? All right, first case on the calendar, Trelina Black.
Which I didn't see the prior convictions mentioned,
No.
and she may qualify for TAP.
There is no mention of that. I saw
Could
that.
be an M2 petty theft.
She present?
She's
Trelina Black. This is Ms. Black. Good morning. All right, ma'am. The charges are that, for the allegation is that on March 25th, he committed the offense of petty theft. This is near Publix, located at 601 Northwest 2nd Avenue in Miami. And you had 2 prior convictions. So I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you. I looked at the A form. I agree with the state. There's no mention of the prior convictions. So I'm going to make probable cause finding as to just a simple petty theft. I'm going to set bond at $100, but she may qualify and be told for TAP. So, yes, so it's going to be TAP, alternate bond of $100 and a stay away order. Ms. Black, I need you to understand that if you're able to be released, you cannot go anywhere near this Publix. You understand that? Yes? Okay, got it. Good luck, ma'am.
in a future court date, please.
So a 30-day reset.
That's right. It's your 30-day reset.
So do you want to do the 27th?
27? April 27th it is. Thank you. Our next case is Cherie or Sherry. Yeah, Cherie Cook. Renee. Because I need to start doing one at a time, please, Lord. Okay, is this Ms. Cook?
Yes.
Okay, good morning, ma'am. Ms. Cook, you're accused of having committed the offense of battery on a person 65 years of age or older, and this person being a person by the name of Jacob James on March 25th. I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you for purposes of this hearing. And now I'm going to take a look at the arrest affidavit to determine probable cause. I see that this is apparently.
So allegations are that she pushed, slapped, and punched the victim multiple times in the face, but I did not see the victim's age. She's listed as homeless. There's PC on a battery requesting a $1,000 bond.
Just makes a reference, elderly person that charges that, but I agree there's no age specific. All right. All right, Ms. Cook, I'm making a finding as to probable cause only as to a battery misdemeanor. I'm setting bond at $1,000 and I'm entering a stay away order. Ma'am, you have to stay at least 500 feet away from Jacob James. No contact, direct or indirect, which means not in person, not in writing, not through third persons, not through social media. Understood? Okay, good luck, ma'am. Well, we have to let them know so they can have. Okay, corrections. Can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to be calling out of turn as soon as you have him available. Christian Orozco. He's on page 12 of the calendar. That's the first. Orozco. Orozco. Orosco.
Okay, he's
Got
not
it?
here
Let me-
yet. I'll have him go pick
I
him
got
up.
it. Let me know
Okay.
when he's there.
Thank you.
Hold on. I'll get to that one. All right, Bounty Rigby. On page one still.
Was told
Is that
she
you?
refused.
She refused court, Your
Oh.
Honor.
So corrections, does she have any other holds? I was trying to figure out why she was getting an ankle monitor.
I don't have anything else on the jail card, just this charge.
Is she from maybe an out of state one?
No, no.
No, but it's local here.
So if Your Honor can review for probable cause, and I guess we'll reset it for the afternoon.
There's PC. I reviewed this. So I'm just gonna make finding a probable cause and reset for PM today. Okay?
Yeah.
Got it. You said she doesn't have any priors? Oh, you
No,
said
so
she
the
didn't have any
A form
open.
says that corrections went
Yes.
to the hospital to put her on a monitor, but I don't
No, I
know
saw that.
why.
Yeah, but she has priors. It's just no.
Yes,
You're
right,
asking
but I
about
was-
local open.
Right, I was trying to see why she was being put on that
Got it.
monitor.
Okay. All right. On page still one, and Antoinette Poole. Is this Ms. Poole? Yes, I'm reading lips here. Okay, I can't hear. All right, good morning. All right, Ms. Poole, you're here before the court, ma'am, because it's alleged that you committed the offense of petty theft, 2 or more convictions on March 25th at CVS Pharmacy.
So I
There's
counted,
PC here.
right, I counted 8 prior felony petty theft convictions requesting standard bond.
Yeah. $2,500. And there's a stay away order. They don't want you back at CVS. Do you want to say anything,
Yes,
Ms.
Judge,
Corey?
Ms. Poole is currently homeless and does not have funds for a bond. We are requesting the TAP program for her.
Likewise. Not, that's denied. Her priors are significant and consistent, danger to the community. All right, so $2,500 with a stay away order. Ma'am, they don't want you back at this CVS located at 591 Northeast 79th Street. So you need to stay away from that place. Do you understand that? And that's going to be part of the condition of any release. Good luck. All right, next case is Josette Padron.
She's on felony bonds, F25-26512.
All right, so we'll have a hold. That's in front of Judge Altfield. Okay, in this case, wait a minute, we don't have it yet before us. Or she?
Ms. Padron has a private attorney I'm promoting,
Oh.
Attorney Eric Cruz.
Okay, so Annie Cruz,
Good morning, Your Honor. Eric Cruz on her behalf.
can't see you. I can hear you, but I can't see you. There we go.
Okay.
Hi there, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. All right, so I'm discharging the PD. I'm noting your appearance. We just need your client here.
And I heard
She
that
has
there's a hold.
She has a
yeah.
hold while she gets here. She has a hold in front of Judge Altfield. She's out on felony bond in case number F25-26512. Ms. Padron, do you speak, I'm sorry, yeah, Ms. Padron, do you speak English? Yes, okay. All right, you're before the court, ma'am, because you're accused of having committed the following offense on March 4th, 2026 in the vicinity of Southwest 20th Street and 140th Place in Miami. And that's leaving the scene of a crash with no serious injuries, what it says.
So, Judge, I would just ask for a standard bond and to set this for bond review before Judge Alfield, please.
I think that there are serious bodily injuries. The victim required a medical staple.
Yes, it says sustained scalp hematoma, abrasion requiring staples, abrasion to the right knee, abrasion to the left upper arm, abrasion to the right upper arm. I'm setting bond at $5,000. With a hold on the other case. All right, good luck.
And will this case print out tomorrow, Judge? Do you know?
It will.
All right, great. Thank you.
Okay, good luck.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, next case is on page 2 is Sarah Amaro.
Ms. Amaro needs to be reset for the afternoon. She was disruptive.
It's an added charge, Ms. Corr. You want to waive it or reset it?
This is a new charge.
Oh, it's a new charge. Okay, so we can reset it. I think
So
there's
yeah.
if Your Honor would find probable cause for a 3rd-degree felony.
That's what I have here.
Okay.
All right, so PC. That's just 3. Grand theft. All right. All right, next case is Mala Ahmad. Is that you? Okay, come on up. All right, Ms. Ahmad, you are before the court, ma'am, because it's alleged that you committed the offense of burglary of an occupied dwelling.
So it was incorrectly booked as a first-degree felony. It should be a second.
Second. And the alleged victims are AP, initials AP, and Maria Del Toto. The property address, which any conditions of release will include that you stay away from these people, and is property located at 26600 Southwest 127th Avenue in Miami, Florida. Okay. Appointed the public defender's office to represent you. I took a look at the safe form beforehand. Corey, do you have the argument? Because I find that there's PC.
Not with regard to probable cause. It appears best to be a second-degree felony. I would ask
Good.
if Your Honor would consider house arrest for Ms. Ahmad, as she has no funds for a bond.
She has what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
She does not have funds for a bond.
Okay. She's had contacts with the system repeatedly. I think she has a theft conviction, albeit petty theft, just recently, and this is this year. All right, setting bond at $15,000 with a stay away order.
You said 15, 1-5?
1-5. I'm sorry. Hold on. $7,500. I'm sorry.
7,500.
7,500 with a stay. That's a big jump. With a stay away order. Okay. And you understand you can't go anywhere near the house or these people? Yes? Okay. Good luck, ma'am. What's the other one that needs to be called out? But then the second one, this one. Okay, before corrections, I need your attention again. There's another case that we need to call out of turn when you have them available, and this is on page 10 of the calendar. The defendant's name is Giovanni Ariza, A-R-I-Z-A hyphen Rodriguez. Not yet. I have to get them, okay? I'm going to be calling them one at a time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, next on the calendar is Valeria Aguilar. Is that you, Valeria?
Spanish, please.
Okay. All right, Ms. Aguilar, you are here before the court because it's alleged that you committed the offense of burglary with an assault and battery therein. And that appears to be a burglary.
Okay, go ahead, Judge.
It appears to be a burglary of the conveyance.
Ok, señora Aguilar, usted está aquí por allanamiento de, o sea, parece ser que fue un automóvil, un vehículo.
With an assault battery or battery.
Causando agresión corporal o golpiza.
All right, I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you.
Yo le he asignado al abogado de la defensa pública para que la represente.
Alleged victim in the case is a person by the name of Sue Yen Uceda. Sue, S-U-Y-E-N, and then I think it's Enceda, E-N-C-E-D-A.
La presunta víctima es Su Yen Enceda.
Okay, and one of the conditions of any release are going to be that she stay away from Costco located at 7795 West Flagler Street.
Ok. Una de las condiciones de su libertad es mantenerse alejada del Costco del 7779 West Flagler Street.
All right, so I'm going to review now the documents and to address your bond status and hear from the attorneys if they wish to say anything. All right.
Yo voy a revisar los documentos para ver lo de la fianza y a oír a los abogados para ver si tienen algo que decir.
All right.
Judge, I would ask if you would set a bond of $10,000.
State.
So this is a felony punishable by life. The state is requesting that the defendant be held without bond pending an Arthur hearing.
Ok, la abogada defensora pide que se le fije una fianza de $10,000. La fiscal dice que esto es una felonía que se castiga hasta con cadena perpetua. Estoy pidiendo que la mantengan detenida con, o sea, sin fianza y que se celebre una audiencia Arthur.
All right, I've the affidavit, very serious allegations. Just wanted to make sure that she understood that this was a burglary conveyance, not a structure, because it wasn't clear, but with a battery and an assault therein. There
Okay.
is,
Esto es
Right.
esto es un cargo bien serio. Quiero aclarar que esto fue un vehículo, no fue una estructura, no estaba claro. Y esto fue con una agresión y golpiza.
all right, there is probable cause. I'm going to assess that there's no bond in this case, so she will stay in custody and there's a stay away order. If you are able to be released in the future, ma'am, you have to stay away, have no direct or indirect contact with the alleged victim.
Ok, señora, yo voy a encontrar que hay motivo fundado para este cargo. No le fijo, no, sin derecho a fianza. Si usted fuera a salir más adelante, hay una orden de alejamiento, no puede ir, a acercarse a la presunta víctima.
Right, you have to stay at least 500 feet away from the victim's home, place of employment or school at all times, and away from Costco. I read you the address already.
Se tiene que mantener alejada a por lo menos 500 de la casa, de la persona, del lugar de empleo o escuela, y ya le dije anteriormente de Costco y le dije la dirección.
All right. Thank you. All right, corrections, let me know when you have any of the two that I want to call out. of
Yes,
turn.
they're both here, Your Honor, and
Okay.
also the one that we passed, Pedro Martin from Metro West.
Okay, all right, so let's call Pedro Martin from Metro West on page 16
Your
first.
Honor, for Ms. Aguilar, is that an Arthur hearing or a motion?
Arthur.
Arthur hearing, I'm being told. Okay. All right, on page 16, Pedro Martin, we've passed, that's the added charge.
Added charge.
Yeah.
Spanish, please.
All right, Mr. Martin, good morning.
Buenos días, señor Martín.
All right, you're here before the court because it is alleged that on March 16th of this year, you committed the offense of petty theft with 2 or more convictions.
Usted está aquí hoy porque se alega que usted, marzo 16, cometió un robo de menor cuantía, 3 or more convictions, right, Your Honor?
Two, I have here 2 or more convictions.
Dos o más condenas de lo mismo.
Okay, and this is an added charge to a previous, this case that's already gone through the system, that they are adding this charge to that.
Están añadiendo a este cargo a un caso que ya existía.
I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you, and I'm going to take a look at the A form to see if there's probable cause and just set the standard bond.
Ok, yo le asigno al abogado de la defensa pública. Ahora voy a leer el affidavit de arresto, a ver si hay motivo fundado y fijar lo de la fianza si aplica.
Okay. There's probable cause, set standard bond at $2,500.
Si hay motivo fundado y le fijo la fianza de $2,500, que es la fianza estándar para este cargo.
All right, good luck.
Buena suerte, señor.
We're gonna call Cristian Orozco, which is on page 12 of the calendar, out of turn.
Good morning, Your Honor. Bruce Lear, LEHR. On behalf of Mr. Orozco, I did enter a permanent appearance.
Your Honor, Mr. Orozco has a hold for immigration.
Okay.
Need the Spanish
whenever you're-
interpreter, please.
Yes.
Whenever you're ready, I do have 2 points to bring to your.
1 second, I just want to make sure, does he need an interpreter?
No.
Yes.
Yes or no? Yes. Okay. All right. Morning, Mr. Orozco, you're here before the court because you were here yesterday. There is a warrant, and I believe it is for first-degree murder.
Ok, señor Orozco, usted está ante mí, tiene una orden de arresto y tengo entendido que es por asesinato en primer grado.
This is 2 counts, right? And 1 count of second-degree murder.
2 cargos y un cargo de asesinato en segundo grado.
All right. Your attorney, Mr. Lear, is before the court. This is a warrant. And there's a motion for pretrial detention pursuant to Florida Statute 7907.0415D filed by the state of Florida.
Ok.
I have not.
Su abogado, el señor Lear, está presente aquí en la corte y hay una moción por parte de la fiscalía para que se celebre una audiencia con antelación a juicio.
All right.
Your Honor, I've not yet received the motion for pretrial detention, so I cannot address that. I would like to bring to your attention 2 facts. The prosecutor's here, so if I'm incorrect, I'm sure she will correct me. First of all, I understand that he is present after waiving extradition. He ultimately waived the extradition and willingly came back to the United States. Secondly, it's my understanding that he was never arrested and then didn't show up. He was never arrested, so the state really has no way to show that he even knew there was charges or that he was wanted on charges. Based upon that, I would ask for a reasonable bond.
Oh, that's right. We forgot. So
Judge,
Yeah, excuse me, may I interpret, please?
she's pretty good.
Okay. Lo primero es que no he recibido la moción todavía para que se celebre una audiencia con antelación a juicio. Y el acusado estaba presente, o sea, presente después de haber renunciado a disputar la extradición. Él regresó a los Estados Unidos, o sea, por su propia voluntad. Y lo otro que quería mencionar, que la fiscalía debe saber, él nunca fue arrestado. Él no sabía que tenía esto, la orden. The
Okay.
last thing I said, counsel, was that he was never arrested and he was not aware of that he had any arrest warrant.
So when he left the country, he would not have any basis to know that he had a warrant. That's what I've got.
Y que cuando él se fue del país, él no tenía base para saber que él tenía una orden de arresto.
Okay. You got it. All right. State.
The judge, he killed someone and fled the country. I think he would be aware that the police were likely looking for him.
Bueno, su señoría, dice la fiscal, él mató a alguien y huyó del país, así que yo me imagino que él tenía que saber que la policía lo estaba buscando.
Requesting that the defendant be held without bond.
Estoy pidiendo que por favor mantengan detenido al acusado sin derecho a fianza.
With all, if I may, with all due respect to Ms. F, likely being aware is hardly a basis to hold someone in custody.
Ok, con todo respeto a la fiscal, él posiblemente que no estaba consciente que lo estaban buscando, no es un motivo para mantener a alguien detenido.
But shooting somebody and killing them is.
Pero dispararle a alguien y matar a alguien sí lo es.
All right. I reviewed everything. I've listened to the arguments and respectfully, I deny your request, Mr. Lear. I'm going to hold no bond, any probable cause. Let's see here.
No bond each count, Your Honor.
Judge,
Both
I'm
counts,
sorry to
no bond.
interrupt. When I
Yes.
looked at this case yesterday, it appeared in CJIS that the first.
Who is this
degree-
speaking for the record?
This Corey.
Oh, okay. All right.
It looked like the first degree murder charge was no action, and then a second degree murder charge was filed. I don't have access now to CJIS. It's not coming up to confirm, but if the clerk could confirm.
Ok, la jueza había anunciado que ella sí encuentra motivo fundado para los cargos, pero ahora la abogada que tiene a su mano izquierda dice que ayer habían encontrado, no habían, que el caso de asesinato en primer grado no tomaron acción en eso, no presentaron cargos, fue cambiado a asesinato en segundo grado.
That's why I inquired because it appeared like two. All right. So what I don't have access to this, so I,
The prosecutor
and I
is
assume, yeah,
standing next.
you're the prosecutor.
Good morning, Your
Morning.
Honor. Alexandra on behalf of the state. Your Honor, it was a first-degree murder warrant, and we followed information in order to be able to extradite the defendant to the United States.
Okay.
We filed it as a second-degree murder. That's what happened.
So it is the second,
That is correct.
but you have filed a motion for pretrial detention to hold a no bond. Okay, but it is second. It's not a first and a second. It is a second as a result of the explanation that you've given. Okay, this makes sense now.
Ok, la otra fiscal está anunciando que sí, que lo cambiaron a asesinato en segundo grado y que sí, que ella había pedido una audiencia de detención con antelación a juicio.
I would renew the arguments I made and also tell you that his mother is a citizen that lives in South Florida. And along with a bond and a total lockdown, he would certainly appear.
Ok. Su abogado está pidiendo, su mamá es una ciudadana estadounidense, vive en el sur de la Florida y quisiera que le fijaran una fianza con un GPS con encierre total y eso asegura de que no va a salir.
All right, I'm glad that you clarified this, ma'am, because the warrant that I have originally says first degree murder, one count, and the calendar is printing out as two counts. That's why I inquired. This wasn't so. All right, so we have this straight at second. Court understands your argument, counsel, but the court is going to disagree respectfully. Okay, so this is no bond. It's going to be held no bond on the second degree murder charge. And I am, now what are you going to do about the motion? Because the motion has been filed. I've had this for now since yesterday when he claimed to have another attorney by the name of Mendez.
Mendes is my partner.
Okay.
Ok, yo comprendo el argumento que usted ha presentado, le dice a su abogado, yo no, en el cargo de asesinato en segundo grado, no derecho a fianza, lo voy a mantener detenido. En el cargo de asesinato en segundo grado, no fianza.
Okay, the clerk is wanting to point something to my attention and I didn't want him to override any other comments being made. What was, say, Eric?
But the first degree count shows no action.
That's what they're telling me. So the system shows consistent with the calendar. That's what I was asking. That there are two counts.
El sistema muestra que hay dos cargos.
Okay, is this making an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm trying to pull up seizures to see which one
Please.
is one and which one is count two according to seizures.
Okay.
Count two is the first degree murder, so the state will be announcing a no process or a no action on count two.
Which is
The
the
first
first
degree
degree
murder.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so we
Ok,
only
ahora
have,
mismo la fiscalía acaba de anunciar que no se va a presentar cargo en el asesinato en primer grado, que es el cargo número 2 que aparece.
so the only count remaining is count one, second degree murder, which this court found probable cause and set forth no bond. Okay.
Your Honor, I just want to correct the record. There wasn't information filed in this case. So the clerk is advising that it needs to be a no pros, not a no action on count two.
Keeps getting better. Okay.
Ok.
No problem.
Desestimaron el cargo de asesinato en primer grado. La jueza encuentra motivo fundado en el asesinato en segundo grado y lo mantiene detenido sin derecho a fianza.
So
And-
just to be clear, the state is dropping the first degree murder.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay,
Is the motion for a pretrial detention set for tomorrow?
no, I'm signing the order agreement for tomorrow. It'll be scheduled, but it's in division. I'm signing the, okay?
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Good to see you. All right,
Good
good
to see
luck,
you.
sir.
Your Honor,
Buena suerte, señor.
we couldn't hear very well.
It's going to be in division tomorrow. The motion for pretrial detention, I've entered the order already. So
The
he's
second
held no
degree
bond,
murder?
count one.
The
No
second
pros
degree
by the
murder
state.
is no bond.
Correct. And the state no pros count one. I'm sorry, count two, which is the first degree murder. Okay? In open court.
Ok. Aquí en audiencia pública, la Fiscalía acaba de desestimar el cargo de asesinato en primer grado y el cargo número 1, que es asesinato en segundo grado, permanece. Mañana irá ante un juez de la división porque la juez acaba de firmar una moción para que se celebre una audiencia con antelación a juicio.
All right, that's it for this case.
Ok, ya.
Okay.
Gracias.
All right. Okay, the other case, the other defendant we called out a turn is Giovanni Ariza Rodriguez, and that's on page 10 of our calendar.
And with the assistance of the interpreter, Your Honor, please.
There's four A forms for this.
Yes, I
For your-
have them, Your Honor.
And your name for the record, ma'am?
Your Honor, Denise Ponton on behalf of Mr. Giovanni Ariza
How do you
Rodriguez.
spell your last name?
Ponton.
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 Yeah, got it. Okay. So the public.
Did you say that this defendant requires the interpreter?
Yes, I'm being
Okay.
told.
Spanish,
Right.
please.
He's on felony bond on 2 cases.
Yes, I'll read it on record. He's got a hold.
So just,
in
I don't know if there should be a hold. It looks like all
seem
of
to
these
predate.
cases may relate back to his initial arrest.
Oh, okay, so the dates need to be verified. I show him out on bond in cases numbered F 262504 and F 262505. So while I read out the charges on each one of them, maybe somebody can verify dates of incident versus when he posted bond on the other cases.
I will say that 3 of them have a 2025 incident date, and those cases that Your Honor cited are 2026 arrests.
Okay,
The third one has a 2026 incident date, so if we could just verify the date on that.
okay, let the interpreter.
Ok. Están tratando de ver si tienen una fecha del 2026, porque el caso que él está fuera libre bajo fianza es del 2025. Leen 2 casos F26-2504 y F26-2505 que tiene, o sea, una orden de mantenerlo detenido.
All right, so let's start by one. In case number F 265990, it is alleged that the defendant committed the offenses of grand theft in the 2nd degree, 1 count, and possession of a vehicle with an altered ID, 1 count.
Ok, en el F26-5990 hay un robo de mayor cuantía en segundo grado y posesión de un vehículo con un número de identificación falso.
All right, and this incident allegedly took place on February 5th of 2026.
Y este incidente presuntamente ocurrió febrero 5 del 2026.
All right. The next case, which is F 265987, he is alleged to have committed the offense of grand theft in the 3rd degree and 1 count of possession of a vehicle with an altered VIN number on May 23rd, 2025.
I'm sorry, May
23rd, 2025.
Ok, en el caso F26-5987 es robo de mayor cuantía en 3er grado y posesión de un vehículo con un número de identificación alterado, y esto ocurrió presuntamente en mayo 23 del 2025.
The next case, F 266014, it's alleged that he committed the following offense, one count of grand theft of a vehicle on November 14th, 2023.
Ok, el otro caso que es F266014, robo de mayor cuantía de un vehículo ocurrido noviembre 14 del 2023.
And then the final case, which is F265986. It is alleged that he committed one count of grand theft in the third degree and one count of possession of a vehicle with an altered ID. And this occurred on May 13th of 2025.
Ok, el otro caso, F265986, robo de mayor cuantía en tercer grado y posesión de un vehículo con un número de identificación alterado, ocurrido mayo 13 del 2025.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at these arrest affidavits to determine if there's probable cause and to address your bond status, okay?
Okay.
I haven't read them.
Lo que voy a hacer es leer cada uno de estos affidavit de arresto, a ver si hay motivo fundado para los cargos y determinar el estatus de fianza.
All right, did you want to say something?
I do have arguments here.
Okay, I need to take a look. We'll go one by one, okay? So real quick, hold on. Okay, let's take one by one. The F265990. What argument do you have on that one, ma'am?
On 90, Your Honor, this is a case where the A form does explain a statement, but doesn't have admissions. Both altered ID and grand theft require a knowledge element. What's missing here is any indication that a reasonable person anywhere would know that they had possession of a stolen vehicle. I'll give you examples that are missing out of this affidavit.
Remember, I'm sorry, counsel, but there is an interpreter that has to say everything you're saying.
Yes.
One moment. Ok. En el caso F265990, la abogada suya está presentando argumento que el formulario de arresto explica que hubo una declaración, no una confesión. Ok, continue.
The first case that we're discussing is a Bobcat loader.
Ok, el primer caso que estamos hablando es de un, I don't know, montacarga, de un Bobcat.
This case discusses that it was found and located apparently at a scene where that somehow pertains to Mr. Ariza.
Dicen que lo habían encontrado en una escena que presuntamente tiene que ver con el señor Ariza.
There's no mention of a search warrant.
No mencionan una orden de registro.
They explain that there was a serial number that was altered.
Ellos explican que había un número de serie que estaba cambiado.
But they don't explain how he would have known or that he did know that it had been altered or tampered with.
Pero no explican cómo él hubiera podido saber que fue cambiado o que, o sea, había sido manipulado.
For example, had there been tools or something that indicated that they used certain items to alter IDs?
Por ejemplo, si hubieran habido herramientas que hubieran sido usadas para cambiar los números del motor.
Or had someone like a confidential source explain that they had sold him or sold to him, or he had known somehow that these were altered.
O que alguien que se lo vendió a él hubiera dicho que él sabía que estaban, o sea, que habían sido cambiados.
Ultimately, the case number that they allege the theft was from is a 2025 case number.
Y en un final, el caso que supuestamente Están hablando de, fue un caso del 2025.
And there's just simply no link for him to have, for this A form to indicate that he would have knowledge that this item would have been stolen or the ID would have been altered.
No hay nada que diga en este affidavit de arresto que había algún vínculo de que él hubiera sabido que habían cambiado este número de identificación,
including how much he paid for it.
incluyendo cuánto pagó por él.
So if it was an $80,000 item and he paid $75,000 for it, it would have been fine. If he paid $20,000 for it, maybe it would be different on an A form for the court to consider.
Si hubiera sido, por ejemplo, algo que con un costo de $80,000 y él hubiera pagado $75,000 o $20,000, entonces sería diferente, pero no, doesn't say anything, right? You said, counsel?
Okay, counsel, this is not a trial.
I'm sorry. That's
Okay,
it. That was
I know we need to, four corners of the instrument and then, it's a different standard. All right, State, do you wish to add anything with regards to the 5-9? I assume the arguments are
Judge,
parallel
right.
matters.
So Judge,
Right.
big picture, he's arrested in February with a stolen pit cleaner. And then they look into other vehicles found on the property and discover that multiple other vehicles are stolen as well.
Ok. O sea, para mirar realmente a todo en su totalidad, en febrero él fue arrestado. What did you say? A pit cleaner?
Pit cleaner.
Pit, P-I-T.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Pit, P-I-T, I think is what it says. A stolen pit cleaner.
Ok, un pit, uno de esos limpiadores, pit cleaner, robado, y cuando se ponen a ver en la propiedad, encuentran que habían otros vehículos, otros artículos también robados.
Right. He admits that he owns these vehicles, and then it's later discovered that a number of them were reported stolen.
Ok, él admite que él es el dueño de estos vehículos y después encuentran que todos estos vehículos fueron robados.
In terms of the knowledge component, it does state that the serial number appeared to have been tampered with.
En cuanto al factor de si sabía o no sabía, si tenía conocimiento, que el número de identificación sí había sido manipulado.
I think there's PC on all cases.
La fiscal anuncia que ella cree que hay motivo fundado en todos los casos.
If I could just respond to that last item, Your Honor.
Sure.
Bottom line is that the pit cleaner is exactly like everything else. If he doesn't know that it's altered ID, there's just items in his area. But as to the, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Ok, en cuanto a lo último, lo que dijo la fiscal, dice su abogada que en cuanto a lo que mencionan el artículo, o sea, un pit cleaner, no sabe que había habido alguna manipulación, algún cambio al número de identificación.
As you proceed on the rest of the A forms, Your Honor, you'll see that they tend to have to go to a separate source, databases, calling the companies to find a way to determine the original number, and that's not something that reasonably could have been done by the defendant.
Ok, como ya usted puede ver, para poder determinar que, o sea, el número de identificación original, etcétera, han tenido que ir a fuentes separadas, a diferentes lugares para determinar esto. Y eso no es algo que podía haber hecho mi cliente.
All right, I've heard enough.
Okay, just one last.
I've heard enough. I've heard enough. I know what the
Ya
arguments
he
are.
oído suficiente.
All right. And on some of these instances, the court respectfully disagrees with Ms. Bouton in that even on one of the vehicles, specifically dump truck, it said the VIN sticker, which is on the door, had been removed. Okay, so there are clearly, this is not a trial. It's not a burden that I understand that, but that will be for another day. So the court finds that there's probable cause on all counts. Okay, so now starting with the 265990, This is,
La juez encuentra que hay motivo fundado en todos los casos. En un caso en particular, inclusive, la calcomanía que está en la puerta que dice el número del número de identificación lo habían quitado.
all right, now starting with case number F265990, state, I need clarification. The first count on that one is charges in F2 because of the value, I assume, of the vehicle. It says 20K to 100,000, and it talks about this Bobcat costing or having a value of $80,000.
That's correct.
Okay.
Aclarando el valor del primer caso del 5990, que el Bobcat, o sea, que era entre 20,000 y 100,000, y en este caso tenía un valor de 80,000.
All right, in case number F266014, another clarification. That's a grand theft vehicle. It's charged as an F1. I don't have a value in there. Was that just a typo? And is it supposed to be an F3?
So Your Honor can only find PC for the F3 at this time. I don't have the value for the dump truck.
Because I don't. Okay, so I just
Ok,
want.
en uno de los casos que era un camión de volteo, la fiscalía no tiene el valor de ese camión de volteo, entonces deben de encontrar motivo fundado que sea una felonía en tercer grado.
All right. So starting with the F265990, I'm setting bond on count 1 at $70,000, elevated bond. On count 2, $2,500. In case number F265987,
En el caso F265990, el cargo 1, $70,000 de fianza, el cargo 2, $2,500. Próximo caso, terminado en 5987.
you're seeking standard bond on these, Madam State?
Yes.
All right. First count, $2,500. Second count, $2,500.
Your Honor,
Okay.
just
Cargo 1, $2,500. Cargo 2, $2,500.
I'm ruling. If you have any questions at the end, we can address them. All right. In case number F266014, that is the dump truck with no value, $2,500 standard bond.
Ok, en el 6014, que es un camión de volteo sin valor, $2,500.
F265986, 2,500 each count. Count 1 and count 2.
Ok, en el caso que termina en 5986, 2,500 en cada uno de los cargos, 2,500 y 2,500.
Your Honor, just for clarification, the case ending in 5990, you said count 1, 70,000 and count 2,
Yes.
2,500?
Yes.
Thank you.
What does, Mr. Bonton, what do you do for a living, sir? Do you work?
¿Qué es lo que usted hace? ¿Usted trabaja, señor? ¿Qué se dedica?
What kind of work do you do?
¿Qué tipo de trabajo hace usted? Yo no lo oigo.
Trabajo manejando camión de volteo.
I work driving dump trucks.
State, have you inquired in terms of the bond status, if he was out on bond in the other
So Judge,
cases?
I think this all relates back to that February arrest. So after he was arrested, they investigated these other vehicles found on the property. I don't think there's any new conduct.
He wasn't held on bond while these so-called new cases occurred, these that we're discussing today, is my question.
I don't believe so.
Él no estaba libre bajo fianza cuando estos presuntamente casos nuevos, no creo, dice la fiscal.
When did he post the bond on the F262504 case in 05? Do you know?
That was a date of arrest of February 5th of this
Okay.
year.
Ese fue el día del arresto de febrero 5.
Okay.
and he would have been in custody on February 6th, coming to court.
And the others, correct. The others are A subsequent or way before. Okay, all right. Well, the only one is the May 23rd, 2025, but these are 2026 cases, so I don't think that, so there's no hold.
O
From
sea,
what
no
I'm
hay,
told, no hold on regards to the other two cases or the case that he has in front of Delancey. I think that's.
ok, en cuanto a los dos casos, el caso que tiene ante la juez Delancey, no hay nada, no hay lo que le dicen un hold, no hay una orden de detención.
And I'm basing that on the information I'm being provided by the clerk and the state.
And that's no hold on F
Estoy ba-
26, 2504 and 2505?
Right? So they're telling me that they're all either prior to or interrelated with the dates.
Y me están diciendo que fue o antes o están todos relacionados con el caso más nuevo.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
all right.
Gracias.
I'm sorry I stopped you. Do you have anything else?
I was just going to point out that the case ending in 8-7 did not allege a vehicle at all. It just kept referring to a cobalt, which is an unknown item.
All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. All right. This. I don't know, this is another call. I'm gonna just go back on the calendar momentarily. And then we have one more. Yeah. Which one? The calendar? I think we're back on page 2 of the calendar.
Gracias, señor.
Okay, Marte Abreu. I'm sorry? Okay, all right. Morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Morning, Your Honor.
Okay, so see where we have the defendant. Whoa.
Defendant is present in court, Your Honor.
No, that's the defendant.
Spanish, please.
She's her friend. The defendant.
Oh, there we go. Okay. This is Miss Marte Abreu. Does she need an interpreter?
Yes.
Okay.
Señorita Abreu.
All right, who do we have here before the court? Your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jeremy Schwartz on behalf of the state.
Okay,
Christina Gutierrez, Assistant Public Defender.
all right. Morning,
Mr.
David. Okay, so what do you have?
Aquí en la corte está el fiscal y la abogada defensora.
So this is a warrant, an affidavit in support of a warrant, and I have here a lot of paperwork. So short circuit this for me. State.
So, Your Honor, this matter appeared before Judge Fenzer yesterday. There was an arrest warrant that was dated back in 2019. The defendant appeared before Judge Fenzer yesterday. There was an agreement between the state and defense where today, this morning, Judge Fenzer had ROR'd the defendant. There is no objection from the state as to that request. There's been.
Okay, hold on, because the interpreter has to translate.
Okay.
My apology.
La acusada estaba ante la juez Vencer ayer. Esto es una orden de arresto del 2019. La juez Vencer estaba de acuerdo con que iba a otorgarle libertad bajo palabra. La fiscalía no está opuesta a esto. Go ahead.
And that's how, Your Honor. Yesterday, the defendant appeared in the courtroom. There was information.
Judge, we can't
provided
hear
to
the state.
I know, I barely, we're having problems with the audio, so maybe use the other one.
I
'cause
think
it's very-
what I heard was ROR, her ASA, and defense, there was an agreement.
That is correct, Your Honor.
So what are you doing here? If this is already addressed by another.
We
judge?
just wanted to ensure that all the paperwork here on this end was the same as what was done in Judge Fenzer as well.
There's three people speaking, I'm sorry, let me speak.
She was taken into court yesterday, so because she came in with the new jail number, she came in front of you, so that's why they come down here so you can give her ROR so she can.
That is correct, Your Honor.
She came in court. They took her into custody to get a
She's
jail
okay, so she is alleged to have committed the offenses of gambling. 1 count is what I'm seeing here in the warrant. And 3 counts of bookmaking, of which there is somebody wrote, whoever it was, this goes as a warrant back to January 16th of 2019. $5,000 counts 1, $5,000 counts 2 and $5,000 count 3, and an RO count 4. And it's signed. And somehow now you're telling me that you went in front of another judge yesterday who this case was or was in front of. You lost me there. And that judge agreed to our order, but you want me to ratify who our order? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand.
You want me to explain
Yeah.
it? Right, so
There-
Judge, the reason she was taken solely into custody yesterday on the warrant that she put on.
Judge, we
calendar
cannot hear
quash-
whoever's speaking.
Sorry, the only reason she was put on calendar yesterday before Judge Fenzer, who is the judge, the trial judge assigned to this case, is because she put it on to quash the warrant that she learned about after 6 years. So the judge intention was to ROR her. And they took her in because she needed a SIN number and prints by corrections because it was an active warrant for the charges because she had never been arraigned or anything on this case. So
Eh,
she was supposed to appear in court today with us upstairs. Do you need to translate that?
Yes, please. Ok, este caso del 2019 usted compareció en la corte ante la juez Vencer, que es la jueza asignada a la jueza de juicio, y la intención de la jueza ayer fue desestimar esta orden de arresto y estaban supuestos a llevarla ante la juez Vencer. La trajeron por aquí hoy y la intención de la juez Vencer era desestimarle la orden de arresto, pero tenían que ficharla porque necesitaban un número que asignarle a la orden.
All right, may I see the attorney's side, please?
La juez quiere hablar con los abogados en privado.
Wrong button. Okay, now I'm on. Can this case be transferred to Judge Benson? Yeah. Right.
Pidiendo que por favor si se puede transferir el caso a la juez Vencer.
Judge, since the state is agreeing to a release on her own recognizance, would you then release her on her own recognizance?
No.
Would you be willing to consult with Judge Fenzer then?
Pregunta a la abogada si estaría dispuesta a darle libertad bajo palabra o si estaría dispuesta a consultar con la juez Venzer.
No. I don't know about this case, so she's she's here. So it would be, she knows the facts of the case. She's dealt with the other matters or other co-defendants in the case, so it should be simple.
I know myself and the prosecutor would go right upstairs to
Right.
to Judge Fenzer right now.
It has to be a
see where the
mechanism.
jail card goes.
She's a Oh, I see. I see. She's in custody.
Yeah.
Do you want me to pass this until we figure out what?
Yeah, I believe corrections is working on calling to see how they can get it written on the jail card.
Okay.
I have the jail card in front of me.
Just tell me she has. All right.
Thank you.
Let me know. Okay. All right.
So Judge, are we gonna pass the case?
We're going to pass the case to the end unless they call us. Let's move this calendar along.
Ok, van a pasar el caso hasta el final. Ok.
Hold on. Okay. All right, back on the calendar, Francisco Rodriguez, page 4. Wait a minute. No,
I have one more female, Your Honor, Scott, Tanya Scott.
here we go.
She's on probation, F25387.
There we go. Ms. Scott, good morning. All right, you're here before the court, ma'am, because it's alleged that you committed the following offenses on May 28th of 2025 at Brandsburg, located at 4320 Northwest 67th Street in Miami Gardens. 2 counts of fraudulent use of a credit card for $100 or more, 1 count of grand theft in the 3rd degree, and 1 count of fraudulent use of an ID identification. Fraudulent use for possession. I show here that you are on probation in case number.
I would ask that you not hold her on the probation.
I agree. She took
Okay.
probation in December, and I think this all
Okay, can I
happened.
announce on the record what I was going to say, and then you can tell me what you want to say, please? All right, so I have here that she's on probation in case number F25387. Now, I'm sorry, Miss S, what were you saying?
So Judge, I think all this occurred before she was placed on probation. She wasn't put on probation until December.
Of 2025?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have access to the record, but if there's a consensus as to that, then clearly this occurred on May 28th, 2025. It would not apply. Okay. All right. Clerk is going to check on that. All right. So now on this case, I've appointed the public defender's office to represent him. And this is next. Date on probation. Yeah. Yep. Just what the state said so before. This doesn't apply. We'll hold. Okay. All right. Appointed the public defender's office. Let me take a look at the uniform and see what it says. And we'll determine your bond status. She has a prior withhold for, it looks like resisting. And this goes back to also December of 2025. And does she have anything else other than this?
There was like a shoplifting in Georgia that's much older.
Right. Defense, what are you seeking?
Judge, would you consider $1,000 bond per count since she's on probation and reporting to probation?
That's fine. I don't have a stamp for the bonds. This one, Eric, sorry about that. Yeah, just bear with me. No, put that in. That's okay. You're entitled. So reduce bond $1,000 on each count? One, two, there's four. Okay.
1,000 each count and hold, Your Honor?
No hold. She does not have a hold.
No hold on F25387?
No, she was not on probation at the time that these offenses allegedly took place. Okay. So her total bond is $4,000. Okay. And there is a stay away order. Ms. Scott, if you're able to post the bond and be released, you can't go anywhere near this Brands Mart located at 4320 Northwest 167th Street in Miami Gardens. Okay? Okay. Good luck. All right, Francisco Rodriguez. You're next. Every day. Okay.
Señor Rodríguez, ¿usted habla inglés?
He needs an interpreter.
I don't know. I can't hear him.
He says, I read his lips. He said no. I'm reading lips
Oh,
these days.
okay. Okay, Judge.
Ask him if he speaks English. I can't hear anybody. I can't hear you. Counsel, does he need an interpreter? I'm resorting to reading lips.
Your Honor, he
Spanish. Okay.
he has a hold for immigration.
Okay.
Tiene una orden de detención de inmigración.
All right. This is a failure to register as a sexual predator. That's the offense that allegedly he is committed on March 24th of this year.
Ok, esto es una ofensa o un delito cometido en marzo 24 de este año por no registrarse como un cargo de delincuencia sexual.
Saying he's one day late, would you consider a reduced bond, knowing that there's an immigration hold?
Un día tarde es lo que estuvo y tiene de todos modos una orden de detenerlo por inmigración.
This is standard bond, $2,500.
$2,500 de fianza.
Good luck.
Buena suerte, señor.
Corrections, when you have an opportunity, I need to call one more case out of turn, and that's on page 4. Oh, it's on this page? Oh, okay, we're almost there. Oh my gosh, all right.
Judge, just to let you know, I did speak to Corrections Officer Sanchez, who is in Judge Venzer's courtroom. He indicated to me on the phone that Judge Venzer today in open court did release Ms. Marte Abreu.
I can't hear you.
Judge, on the case we were passing for Judge Venzer, Ms. Corey just said that she spoke to the corrections officer in that courtroom, who I guess verified that the agreement for the ROR was made.
Corrections called here to the corrections booth here to advise them that Judge Venzer ROR'd Ms. Marte on F1823839C.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. So it's done. Okay, perfect. So it's been done. So we don't need to readdress that matter.
It just needs to, I guess, be reflected on the jail card.
Okay.
Right.
All
We
right.
just need to have it addressed so it can be placed on the
Okay.
jail card.
All right. Okay. We'll do that momentarily.
Okay, so in C, just in the jail, on the jail card.
Yes, just put in there per Venzer. Okay, thank you. All right, moving on to Juan Rivera.
The Riveros on felony bond F2641171.
Any question about that felony? Okay, so it'll reflect on his jail card that he has a hold in case number F2641171. Is this Mr. Rivero? Does he speak English?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rivero, you are before the court because it is claimed that on March 25th of this year, you committed the following offenses: 1 count possession suspect, cocaine resident, 1 count of possession with intent to use drug paraphernalia, and 1 count of possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less. I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you, sir, and now I'm going to take a look at the arrest affidavit to determine your bond status. Let me take a look at this. Okay. All right, there's PCM setting bond on count one at $1,000, counts 2 and 3 each 500, 500, 500. Reduced. And he does have a hold on, needs to see Judge Alfie. Okay, next case is Shaya. Again, my apologies for the delay.
Good
We'll
morning,
waive
Your Honor.
reading of
morning.
the charges.
He has private counsel, you're private counsel, right?
Yes,
Okay. Counsel, your name, please.
Dustin Tischler, Tischler.
Thank you. All right. Mr. London? Okay.
So, Your Honor, I do not see probable cause on the four corners of this affidavit. It's essentially alleging a kiss to the cheek. It says near the lips area, which is just another way to say on the cheek. Obviously, lewd and lascivious conduct requires much more than that. There's nothing sexual about the allegation. Sexual, lustful, indecent, or wicked, which is required under the statute.
So he told her to put away her sexy things, referring to her breast area, and then he kissed her and it was by the mouth. I think that there is probable cause, just requesting standard bond stay away order.
I would say maybe someone being, I don't know, quote unquote creepy, saying something that someone may find sexual and then kissing someone on the cheek is not
Well,
enough.
respectfully, this occurred in the child's bedroom, closed door. All right. I find that there's probable cause. So the PD, I didn't send it, but it's discharged. Setting bond at $7,500 with a stay away order. So that means that he cannot go anywhere near the alleged victim, which is a person by the name YG. Okay, those are the initials. You have to stay at least 500 feet away from her home, her place of employment, or school at all times, whichever applies. It means no direct or indirect contact, no contact in writing, by phone, pager, fax, or through third persons. That also includes prohibited contact through any electronic media, such as emailing, texting, Facebook messages, etc. You understand? Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, cool. Next case is Brian Major. Hmm? I don't have any priors on this person. Major.
I have that he's out on felony bond. Is that accurate corrections?
F-26-3521.
Yes.
Okay. So he should have a hold until he goes in front of Judge Rodriguez in that case. 26-3521. All right, there's 4 cases. Mr. Major? Can you hear me? Yes? Okay. All right, on case number F-26-5971, it is alleged that on March 18th of this year, you committed the offense of possession with intent to sell, deliver, or manufacture suspect rock cocaine, and that's one count of that, and one count of possession of suspect rock cocaine in the vicinity of 236 Northwest 46th Street in Miami. In case number F26-5970, is alleged that on March 11th, 2026, you committed the following offenses: one count of possession with intent to sell, deliver, or manufacture suspect rock cocaine, and one count of possession of suspect rock cocaine. And the area is 236 Northwest 46th Street in Miami. In case number F26-5972, it's alleged that you committed the offense of possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver suspect rock cocaine, and one count of possession of suspect rock cocaine. February 24, 2026, in the area of 236 Northwest 46th Street. The last case, F26-5969, it's alleged that you committed the following offenses on March 25th of 2026, again in the area of 236 Northwest 46th Street. Possession, sale, manufacture, deliver of suspect rock cocaine, possession of rock cocaine, each one count, possession of drug paraphernalia, misdemeanor, one count, and possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, one count. Also, the other one is just a hold. All right, I've appointed the public defender's office on each of these cases. I'm going to take a look at the arrest affidavits, and you will be held on all of these cases. Yeah, they're all 2026. All right. All right. I reviewed all the A forms. They're pretty much the same, except the amount of suspect rocks that are involved.
So, Judge, with regard to probable cause, I would ask that you split one bond among the two counts as he's charged on 3 arrest forms with the possession.
I
with intent
agree.
And possession.
Right, so maybe 5,000 on the intent, 2,500 on the simple possession on those cases.
And then in 5969, I would ask that you find no probable cause for count 1, as the arrest form states that there were 3 baggies of cocaine found in the home. There's nothing indicating intent to sell.
But there's also over $2,600 as well as the scale. Also, the drugs were being sold from that location in the other affidavits.
All right. There's PC on everything here. So this is what we're going to do, consistent with what both of you have advised me. I'm okay with that. On case number F26-5971, we're going to do 5,000 on count 1, 2,500 count 2. On F26-5970, Same thing, 2,500, count one. 5,000, count one, 2,500, count two. F on the one ending in 5,972. 5,000, count one. 2,500, count two. Case ending in 5,969. 5,000, count one. 2,500, count two. Count three, 500, count four, 500.
Is that with a Nebbia, Your Honor, have a Nebbia requirement
With Nebbia,
on all cases?
all cases. One second. Okay. Next case on page 4 is Ronnie Martinez Arzu.
He's on probation, misdemeanor M2523749.
State this is misdemeanor probation. You are requesting a hold.
Typically, we don't hold on misdemeanor probation unless it's domestic.
Okay. All right. In this case, does he, Mr. Martinez, this is Mr. Martinez, right? Okay. Do you speak English? Okay. All right. You're before the court, sir, because on March 25th of this year, it's alleged that you committed the following offenses. 1 count of tampering with physical evidence or an attempt to do so. 1 count of trespass onto an unoccupied structure or conveyance. 1 count of resisting an officer without violence to his person. And 1 count of possession with intent to use drug paraphernalia. I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you. Let me take a look at the arrest affidavit. The vicinity where this took place is 1235 Northwest 2nd Avenue. Any arguments? I can't hear a word, but. Okay. Any argument from the attorneys on this so that I can make my findings?
I would ask for the TAP program.
Okay.
State's requesting a bond as the defendant currently is on probation. I see a 10-day conviction from last month, numerous convictions from last year.
All right. I need him to hear because he apparently is not paying a whole lot of attention. I'm finding probable cause setting bond as follows. Count 1, 2,500. Count 2, $150. Counts 3 and 4 each, $500 with a stay away order. So Mr. Martinez Arzu, If you're able to post the bond, sir, you cannot go anywhere near this property address, 1235 Northwest Second Avenue. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, but
Okay, thank you. Good luck,
Your
sir.
Honor, that's no hold on the misdemeanor?
No, state is not requesting hold. All right, the next case is Leyva, James Leyva. See that? James Leyva.
Speaks English.
All right, Mr. Leyva, good morning, sir. All right, you're here before this court, sir, because it is alleged that you committed the offense of retail theft with prior conviction. And this was in the Walgreens store located at 1695 Northwest 20th Street in Miami on March 25th. I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm going to take a look at the arrest affidavit to determine your bond status, all right? $2,500 bond with a stay away order. Can't go near the Walgreens, sir, okay? If you're able to post the bond, you have to stay away from it, please, all right?
Would you consider the TAP program for Mr. Leyva?
Not with this record. Jaquan Cook. Oh. Oh, Benjamin, Benjamin Jaquan Cook. Thank you. Have you had any contact with the victim on this case?
She
State or
may be
defense?
logged
Okay,
on. Let me see if there's anybody here. I think his mom is here.
okay.
So Ms. Cook, if you're logged on to Zoom, can you please accept the promotion to a panelist, unmute, and turn on your camera?
Hello?
Hi, Ms. Cook. Is there any way you can turn on your camera?
Hello?
Hi, is there any way you can turn on the video? There should be a little button on the screen.
Can't hear you.
Can you try and turn on the camera?
Try to turn on the camera, ma'am. This is the judge.
There should be a button on the screen. It says video.
Let me see. Hello?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, I can hear you now.
So Miss Cook, can you try and turn on your video? There should be a button that says video.
My daughter's doing it for me.
All right.
Okay, can
All right.
There we
okay.
go.
We can
Okay.
see you.
There we go. What is your name, ma'am?
Yvonne Cook.
And how are you related to Benjamin Cook?
I'm his mother.
Okay, you want to raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear that everything that you're going to tell us today will be true and correct under penalties of perjury?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So your son is before this court in and the allegations are that he committed a battery on you and that you're over the age of 65 years of age. Are you afraid of him?
No, I'm not afraid of him, Your Honor. I I don't want to live. I just don't want us to live in the house together anymore.
Okay. Do you want to have any contact with him?
If it means that he can still live in my house, then I'll have to go get against it. Your Honor, if I could be completely honest with you, I love my son. My son needs professional help, and he won't get he doesn't think he does. He was in a very bad accident, and 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 I can't live with him. I don't want anything bad for him. He's really not a bad person. He just doesn't. He's not very nice to me. You know, he talks bad to me.
Okay. All right. So do you want him to stay away from you for the time being? I'm going to enter an order. So listen to me. And that's why I wanted to hear from you. I'm going to enter an order here, which is called a stay away order. It's going to be part of the conditions of any release. Okay. And that order says that he has to stay away. He's prohibited from having any contact with you, direct or indirect.
Okay.
Not in person, not in writing, at this point in time. Okay, that may change in the future, but at this point in time, he can't contact you. He can't have another person reach out to you. He can't telephone you. He can't send you email messages. That's the standard order, and I wanted to make sure that that's what you wanted.
Okay, Your Honor, how would I give him his clothes?
Okay, he will be given an opportunity to go there with a police officer. Okay.
Okay.
And they will go to the home. I'll give him 48 hours from the moment that he's released so that he can go there with a police officer. He can't go there alone. And that will
Okay.
give him an opportunity to get his personal clothing, his personal health items, medication, or any business related items and work tools that he needs. But only with the law enforcement officer. So
I'll
is that
agree
okay
to
with
that.
you? Okay,
I'll
so
agree to that.
okay, all right. Okay, so then maybe, so that it doesn't take time, maybe you can just put things a little bit together so that when he goes, it'll be quicker. Okay?
Okay,
All right.
I will agree to that, Your Honor, because he's still under the doctor's care.
Okay.
And as I said, I don't want to see him in jail, prison, but I just can't live with them anymore.
I got it. I got it, ma'am.
Can I ask you a quick question? How old are you?
I'm 72.
Okay. And does he have somewhere else to stay, like a different family member?
Yes, yes, he have someone else he could stay with.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
All
much
right.
for coming.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank
right.
you.
All right. Mr. Cook. Okay, so let me take a look at the safe one real quickly. All right. All right. Okay, there's a probable cause state. What's your position in terms of bond amount?
2,500, maybe pre-trial if they can ensure that he has somewhere else to live. And then based upon the victim's testimony, there is PC for the felony.
Yeah.
The fact that Mr. Cook has no prior history, I would ask if you would consider pretrial services. He does have another place he could stay. He can stay away from his mom and go one time with the police to get his belongings.
Mr. Cook, you understand that you cannot go away. You can't go near your mother. You understand that?
Yeah, I think it's maybe his is this his grandma?
Mother.
That's
That's
his
what I
mom?
saw in the form. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him pretrial services alternate bond $2,500. Okay, with a stay away order. And I want to read this very carefully. He doesn't have any priors. It seems like everybody's on the same page. You need to And you will be given an opportunity within 48 hours, of the date this order is signed or you are released, whichever occurs first, to go back to the residence with a police officer to retrieve your personal items, medication, work-related documentation or tools that you may have. That's it. You can't go back again. If not, you'll be rearrested. You cannot use or possess any illegal drugs. You cannot engage in any criminal activity. You cannot use, purchase, or possess any or carry any firearms, guns. These are conditions of your release. Weapons or ammunitions. And if you have any firearms, ammunitions, or permits, you have to surrender them to the nearest police station, get a receipt, and file it with the court. Now, as it relates to your mother, Yvonne Cook, you are prohibited from having any contact, direct or indirect, with her. Okay? Which includes contact in person, contact in writing, by telephone, or through social media, or any other electronic methods. You have to stay at least 500 feet away from her, okay, her home, place of employment, if applicable, or school. Anywhere she's at, you have to stay 500 feet away from her.